Hey guys, Adam Lobo here from Adam Lobo TV. So if you're familiar with my channel, I've previously done the unboxing and the first impressions of the Oppo A74 5G. But instead of giving you the full video review on that, I halted that plans when I found out there's a more affordable option, which is the Oppo A74 4G, coming at only 899 ringgit compared to the 1099 ringgit that the 5G variant was priced at. So in this video, I'll be unboxing and giving you my full in-depth review of the Oppo A74 4G variant, so keep watching. Starting with the unboxing, of course the box comes in white, with Oppo A74 on top, the visuals of the phone in the middle, and the RAM and the storage specs on the top left. At the back, you'll find the specs of the RAM and the storage once again, the color variant that you have chosen, and some of the additional phone specs over the top. Now sliding the box cover, you'll find another white box, and opening that reveals a smaller box which contains the SIM ejector pin, and of course keeping it consistent on the A series, it also has the soft clear phone case. Then you'll find the phone itself. Underneath you'll find earphones, sweet, a USB-A to USB-C cable, then finally the 33-watt Super VOOC 2.0 fast charger. Next, looking at the specs, it comes with a Snapdragon 662 chipset with the Adreno 610 GPU. Now the variant that I have, as seen on the box, is the 6GB of RAM with 128GB of storage. It comes shipped with Android 11 with the latest ColorOS version 11.1 skin. Now from the phone's design and builds perspective, the overall design and finish was surely a quite surprising factor, as I did not really feel like it was a smartphone that is below the 1000 mark. Now the Prism Black variant had a bit more of a lower profile look, but if you like to go with something that really stands out a bit more, then the Midnight Blue would be a compelling option, as these are the two color options available. Then the rear camera arrays are towards the top left with a medium sized camera bump, so you can expect a little wobble when you're typing the phone on the surface, especially towards the middle left of the phone. Now I have to say that I love the thin form factor of the phone, because I was really surprised on how Oppo has managed to do that, since the phone comes with a huge 5000 mAh of battery. Then looking at the front, the screen looks pretty sleek with the camera hole punch towards the top left, with a 90.8% screen to body ratio with a fingerprint sensor on the screen as well. Next, looking at the phone spots and buttons, looking down below, other than the USB-C port, you'll find the speaker grills over there, and yes, there is the headphones jack as well. On the right, there is the power button. Then on the left, there's the volume rockers and the SIM and micro SD card slot with a dedicated micro SD card slot for expansion. And using the phone daily felt great, where once again, you just can't guess the phone's price just by looking at it or even feeling it in your hands. So that for me is a huge plus. Now one of the cool things that this 4G variant also has that is not available on the 5G variant is that this 4G variant comes with an AMOLED screen with a 6.43 inches and a resolution of 1080 by 2400 pixels. Now one thing to note is the fact that the screen does not come with a high refresh rate of 90Hz, but I would trade an AMOLED screen to a higher refresh rate. And for those of you who are constantly complaining about not having a high refresh rate, please calm down, because even the iPhone until now doesn't have a 90Hz refresh rate, and this phone is only 899 ringgit, so yeah. Because like I said, the AMOLED screen just made the phone screen very pleasant to look at daily, with a quite high 600 nits of peak brightness, and watching videos on YouTube and Netflix was also really nice, with great color reproduction and also very natural colors without typically having any oversaturation, which most smartphones within this price range usually have. So I absolutely have no complaints about it here. Now onto the phone's cameras, you'll find a 48 megapixel f1.7 aperture 26mm wide lens, a 2 megapixel f2.4 macro lens, and a 2 megapixel depth sensor. So yes, there is no ultra wide camera on the phone. Then as for the front camera, it has a 16 megapixel f2.4 27mm wide lens. So instead of me going through the photo samples taken on the phone, I will be collaborating and getting my buddy Uma from Product Nation to take the cameras on the phone for a spin. So let's see what results that he gets. So Uma, take it away, buddy.
Hey guys, Omar here from Product Nation. Adam, thank you so much for having us on here. Today we're taking a look at the camera system on the Oppo A70 IV. Now this is a budget mid-range device, so our expectations can't be too high for the camera, but I was actually surprised by the performance on this. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. Coming down to the image performance. Now the HDR on this looks very, very nice. The colors are very oversaturated and punchy for my liking, but they look pretty good. Then you've got the depth of field. The f1.7 gives you pretty nice background blur. Now speaking of background blur, the portrait mode also has very good edge separation, much better than I expected. This does depend on good lighting though. You need pretty good lighting. When it comes to human portrait mode, it does pretty well. This is with the AI beauty mode turned off, and you can see it looks very, very nice in the skin tones. With the AI beauty mode turned on, it actually surprisingly does pretty well. Even zooming into the skin tones, it looks really, really good, almost like it's properly photoshopped, and you don't usually see that at this price point. Even the front camera performance for the portrait mode is quite nice. Edge separation isn't the best, but in good lighting, it's great. Now moving on to the 48 megapixels, here's a shot taken at 48 and then cropped in at 400% crop. And you can see it retains a fair bit of detail, but if you use the extra HD mode, you get way more detail. Definitely a huge difference. Another automated feature built in here is the AI scene enhancement, and this works pretty interestingly. So the left is it turned off and the right is turned on. It basically just adds a bunch of vibrance and contrast and almost looks like you've edited your picture and color corrected your picture. It's to some people's liking. You also have 10 times digital zoom, which doesn't look the best, but it is there if you need it. Now for the night mode, interestingly enough, when you use it, you get more light, but also more noise. This is the front camera video recording test. We're recording at 1080p at 30 FPS. As you can see from the skin tones and the colors, it does seem to be on the cooler end. The tones on my skin is quite cool. The tones on my shirt, overall the image seems to be a lot cooler. In terms of stabilization, as I'm walking, you can see it's quite a bit shaky because we're lacking image stabilization in the front camera. Back camera is pretty much the same story. You've got 1080p at 30 FPS. We're still lacking that image stabilization. In terms of the image quality, it does seem to be over sharpened quite a bit, and the contrast levels aren't really the best. So as we saw from those tests, the performance of the camera is actually exceeding my expectations here. One thing that we did notice is the video performance is definitely not as good as the image taking performance. So I would rank the video performance at about a 6-7 out of 10, while the image taking performance for the price range I would rank at 8.5, even a 9 out of 10. What would really knock this out of the park would be an ultra wide angle lens. Honestly, instead of this 2 megapixel macro lens that probably no one will ever use, an ultra wide angle lens would have been a much better choice. Alright, this has been fun. Adam, once again, thank you for having us on. Guys, if you enjoyed our content, stop by to Product Nation to say hi, and we'll definitely be doing more videos like this with Adam. I'm gonna pass it back to him now.
Now, if you guys are enjoying this video so far, a nice big thumbs up would be very much appreciated, and subscribe to this channel and also Product Nation too if you like this kind of video content. Now, as for the phone's sound quality, it comes with a mono firing speaker towards the bottom. Now, the volume was decent, not the loudest, but considering the price range, it did not really affect me. Now, the highs were pretty less apparent, but it did sound nicer on the mid-lows, and here is a quick sound test. Now, in terms of software, backed with Android 11 with the ColorOS version 11.1, the overall UI was as smooth as how they have known to be. Now, not only the responsiveness is great, but the overall navigation and multitasking was nice. And because of its screen quality, it made using the phone every single day a very pleasant experience. And because of the screen quality, I did not even feel like I missed the higher refresh rate, and I am indeed happy to report there were no buggy issues when it comes to the phone software compared to the likes of MIUI. Now, as for the phone's gaming, what's nice is that the phone goes to a higher 180Hz touch sampling rate during the game focus mode instead of 135 on the normal mode. And for a phone of this price and this caliber, I first tested out PUBG Mobile and the experience was pretty smooth at medium settings with balanced FPS settings with no overheating issues, and since it was kept at that settings, you can't really go overboard anyway. Then just for the sake of maximizing the phone's gaming capabilities, I even tried something really graphic intensive like Genshin Impact. Now you can run the game, but I would say that was not really playable since the phone is not really built for high intensive gaming like this, especially on how the battery drains very quickly during gameplay on Genshin Impact. Now as for the phone's battery, the phone comes with 5000 milliamps of battery as mentioned earlier, and based on my test, I got a total of 7 hours and 18 minutes of screen on time when I was at 10% battery, and of course this is with the dark mode turned off and with very heavy gameplay when I was testing out the phone daily, which to me was a huge plus of the phone. And since the phone does come with the 33-watt SuperVOOC 2.0 flash charger inside of the box, so naturally it has a fast charging up to that, where it got me from 0 to 50% for about 26 minutes, so that was really nice to know. So in conclusion, I have to say that the Oppo A74 is definitely a very appealing option for a phone within this price range. Now like I said before, while it is nice to have a 5G phone, but at this point in time 5G is not still readily available for many countries, especially here in Malaysia, maybe in 5 years time. So that should not even be part of your purchase decision. So if you guys are looking for a smartphone that has a decent price, a really high quality screen, a great battery life and a pretty decent camera, then yes, this should be a phone for you. But with this, do let me know what you guys think of this Oppo A74 4G at the comment section below, and let's discuss over there.